Cycling isn't game. Cycling isn't a sport. It is tough, it is hard, and it is unpitting. It requires great sacrifices. You can play a sport, you can play a football, you can play hockey, cricket, you can play tennis, or you can play any other damn goddamn sports in the world. But with cycling, you don't play. You have to put your heart and soul into it. Our next guest is an epitome of exactly this. Ultra cycling runs it in his blood. He's a 30-year-old advocate practicing in Mumbai. He's a cyclist by passion. He is one of the youngest Indians to ever done a RAAM, which is Race Across America. He's actually qualified for RAAM over 11 times. He's the fastest indoor Everesting Indian who's done it in 8 hours and 22 minutes. He's also the fastest Indian to do half Everesting, which in 3 hours 40 minutes. What is Everesting? Everesting is doing 8,840 meters of elevation. He's done that in just over 8 hours. Kabir is also a 24-hour virtual champion in 2021, covering a distance of 763 kilometers in 24 hours on his bike. He can ride on his bike for days at end. He's done so many events, he's won so many events across the country, including the Ultra Spice and various types of ultra races. If you tell Kabir to sit on his bike and ride for days, he can do that for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our today's guest, which is Kabir Rachure. He's based out of Navi Mumbai and he's a very well-known name in the cycling fraternity. Without further ado, let's welcome Kabir. Welcoming Kabir. Kabir, thank you so much for taking out time for our growing community of endurance and ultra lovers. It is so good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me here. Thanks.
So quickly, before we go into deeper into cycling and all of that, tell us a little bit about yourself and where it all started, about your childhood. Were you always an ultra cyclist? Did you always aspire to become an ultra cyclist?
It started pretty because of Milind Soman's triathlon, his first Ironman.
Okay.
So I read the news and newspaper that he did some Ironman thing in which the marathon and 4 kilometers of swimming and 180 kilometers of cycling. So I was pretty okay with running. I used to run daily around 10 kilometers in 50 to 45 minutes. So I was like, I'll give it a try about cycling and swimming. Though I was nowhere closer, but I thought, let's start as a passion or something. If we find something good, then we can continue it. So I bought a Firefox ka momentum hybrid bike from Kazi from Everest cycling store in Vashi. Okay. Then he introduced me with the BRMs. He told me that if you want to do 180 kilometer rides and all, so go for 200 and 300 kilometer ka BRMs. It will be good for you to explore this side of cycling also. So I started with the BRM, I guess, on 5 November 2015 was my first BRM. It was Mumbai Charoti, Mumbai. And that's how I introduced to BRMs. And then thereafter, I got to know about what is RAAM when I was doing Nashik ka 600 kilometer ka BRM, because Mahindra Mahajan was marshal in that BRM. So a few people told me that he and his brother did the Race Across America in team of two. Then I searched about RAAM because it was fascinating कि अरे कौन 5,000 किलोमीटर ऐसे थोड़ी races होते होंगे कहीं पे. Yeah. Then I read about the Deccan Cliffhanger. So when I was doing my first BRM, that same day, the Deccan Cliffhanger was happening, in which Michael Lehing was the fastest to finish in 21 hours 57 minutes. Wow. So I was like, this is super rocket speed, and how do they do it? So that's how RAAM journey started. Then people are bit bored seeing me back to back in Inspire India races. They are like, "Arey, kyun har ek race karna hai tujhe?" But it is like a part of your life now, because my entire crew is like family. So we are all close friends, and also that is the time when we all gather together and we go on different races. So the crew is more excited than me. So I'll keep doing those races as long as I feel passionate about it. And yeah, this is how
Okay.
it started, and this is how it's going.
So, a couple of quick facts for people who may not know about Deccan Cliffhanger, RAM, and your going back slightly. This was to 2013 when you got introduced to long distance cycling, right?
No,
2013, 14,
2015.
15.
2015.
Okay,
15.
and so for the audience, tell us what is a Deccan Cliffhanger, what is a Ultra Spice, and what is a RAM?
So, Ultra Spice, Deccan Cliffhanger, and Great Himalayan. These are RAAM qualifiers. So, the RAAM qualifier is race across. So, RAAM is race across America, which
Okay.
is from East Coast to West Coast in the USA. It
Hmm.
starts in Los Angeles and ends in Maryland. So,
Okay.
you have to cover 5,000 kilometers in 12 days. If you are under 60, for 60 plus, it is 12 days and 23 hours. And for female riders, it is 12 days and 23 hours.
Yes.
So RAM is race across America, which is starts in East Coast to and finishes in West Coast. So it starts in Los Angeles. Sorry, it starts in California. There is a small town called Oceanside, and it finishes in Maryland, Annapolis. So we get 12 days to finish the 5,000 kilometer distance. We cross 12 states of United States, and for people who are above 60-year-old, they get 12 days and 23 hours, and for female riders, it is 12 days, 23 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, and Deccan Cliffhanger, Ultra Spice, and Himalayan are RAM qualifiers in India. So Deccan Cliffhanger is a fast race because it is 650 kilometers and the given time is 32 hours. But the way people are training right now, most of the people finishes within 30 hours. Those who
Wow.
are a lot faster, they do it in 24 hours or 23 hours. But the Ultra Spice is longer version. They have two races, like 1200 kilometer and 1750 kilometers.
Wow.
1750 is a bit tough because it goes till Ooty and come back to Goa. So it
Wow.
starts in Goa. So where Deccan Cliffhanger finishes, they start the Ultra Spice from that same location. So in 1200 kilometer version, the route is Goa to Kurg and back to Goa. It has around 13,000 meter elevation gain,
Wow.
and the given time is, I guess, 70 hours to finish the race. And for 1750, the time given is 120 hours, around
Wow.
5 days.
5 days.
Yeah, but the elevation is around 24,000 meter.
Wow.
And in January, it is freezing cold. So in 2019, the lowest temperature was 0 degrees Celsius when I reached in
Wow.
Ooty. And when you hit the Karwar section, temperature goes above 40, 42. So there is a lot of temperature variations in that. And Himalayan, I feel, is the most difficult ultra race, maybe in world,
Hmm.
uh, or maybe in that shorter version, because the altitude makes a lot of difference. The race start is at Leh, which is at 3,600 meter, and we go till Dras, which is second coldest habitat in world. I
No.
never stuck in that cold or maybe that lowest temperature timings because I reach early and I get back to Kargil in good timing. So I never faced that super cold side of Dras. and the elevation gain in for 600 kilometer is 11,200 meters.
Wow, that is a
And
lot.
the highest point we hit is Fatula Pass, which is 4,200 meter. And we climb that pass twice because we go towards Dras and then we again come back to Leh. So average elevation of the entire race is around 3,500 meter. So it is
Wow.
the highest ultra cycling race. And then coming year, they are introducing the extreme version of it, which will be 900 kilometers with elevation of around somewhere around 20,000 or 21,000 meters.
Wow.
So that will be immediately after the RAM. So that will be a super test to your abilities, how far we can go. And the highest elevation point will be 5,600 meters, which is
Wow.
Tanglangla. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing, Kabir. So, again, coming back to the audience who are probably new and they would not understand what this 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 meters, uh,
Mhm.
uh, for a novice, just tell us what would a 10,000 meter elevation gain would mean to a normal person.
So the 10,000, 1,000 meter, 10,000 meter elevation will be it will be more than the height
Everest.
of Everest. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not comparing the elevation gain on the sea level and high altitude with but it is the height of Everest from the
Yeah.
sea level is 8,848 meters. And when
Sure.
you climb 10,000 meters, so that is you go at the more than height of the Mount Everest. It is like when you ride from uh, Mumbai to Pune,
Yeah.
uh, or forget about Mumbai to Pune. When you go to Nasik and come back, the elevation gain on that route is around 2,200 meters out and back,
Yeah.
uh, or
That's
maybe
about 300
3,000 meters
kilometers.
out and back, 3,000 meter out and back. So it is like in 600 kilometer, you have to go and come back from Nashik like 4 times. Then you will
Wow. Then you will be able to
collectively it will
cover.
be 11,000 meter, which is in Himalayan in
Amazing.
single 600 kilometers.
Wow.
So and it is double than the Deccan Cliffhanger, the elevation
Amazing.
gain. Yeah, and the
Amazing.
distance is lesser, 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Okay. So I am very sure that the audience would be thinking that you have a running career, you have a very nice career of being a lawyer, and I'm sure you have a practice which is flourishing. Why do you have to go through all of this pain? Why do you have to do this? This is and because in India, I understand that this we have not reached a stage where it can become a full-time profession. We don't
Of
have
course.
enough sponsors. We don't have enough. It's not like cricket, right, where people are just minting money. So it is okay to give your heart and soul and everything in sweat, blood, and toil. But here, cycling and all the other sports are still struggling, I would say, in that professional side of it. Then what
Correct.
gives you the motivation? Why do you have to do this? Go through so
I,
much pain.
because I feel this is the only thing which I can do better than the others, or maybe at a good level where a lot of people have not reached, or I don't feel any pain or any
Hmm.
uh, uh, torture in this because it gives me happiness. If I would have felt like it's torturing me or something, I wouldn't have
Hmm.
done it. So I feel happiness. I feel uh, uh, like complete to do these long distance races. It is bit torturous on your schedule, but if it makes you happy, then why not? So
Yeah.
and my family or my friends are super supportive about this. So everyone don't get this
Hmm.
supporting structure
Hmm.
around you. I do get. So why not to take
Correct.
all the benefit out of it?
Isn't this what is called as love or passion, where you are just putting everything that you have without any, expectation that you will get something in return? Because what you are getting is much more than what can be quantified in money terms or numbers as such, right? This is
Of
probably what
course.
people call passion.
Of course, then because if you see, if we see a super rich person, if it is a Akshay Kumar, he will cry about, okay, I need a private jet, or I need a private yacht, or anything like that. And even at our stage, I feel like, okay, no, I need that topmost modified triathlon bike, or maybe TT bike. So that hunger won't stop even if you reach at Ambani's stage. So that hunger will be there. He will be like, no, I need to cross the Jeff Bezos, or maybe I need to be at the top richest, maybe at the number one at the richest list of the year. So if even if he's also hungry about that money, so it's not going to stop at any level. So better not to run behind only money thing, and do what makes you actual happy, because I feel that our body is our home. If we are not keeping it properly now, so we can't do it later, because now we have that biological support, or maybe that strength, or that age in our favor. When I can ride 5,000 kilometers, I can't ride this distance when I'll reach 70, or maybe 60, or maybe 65. What if I face some knee issues later, and I can't even cycle for 10 kilometers? So why not to try right now when you have time? I mean, nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. So if you feel like doing it, then do it now. Why to wait for anything to achieve, or to see कि नहीं, अरे मैं 40 का होऊंगा तभी मैं जाके ट्रायथलॉन करूंगा, बिकॉज मेरे पास तभी काफी पैसा होगा, बट वो कभी होने नहीं वाला है. At that stage you will feel like, नहीं नहीं, ये मेरा अलग टारगेट है. Now I need a penthouse, or now I need a bungalow, or I need a BMW, or anything like that. तब आप बोलोगे नहीं, मुझे अभी और ज्यादा काम करना है. So when you will
No,
get
you're right.
time for your passion.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree with you that a lot of people end up putting some kind of rider in their journey of self discovery, as well as finding a better time for building on the health. Like like you rightly said that after I reach this, then I will start, or let me become a MD, or let me become a VP, or let me do this, or a senior lawyer, or a MD doctor, then I will start, because right now I have to focus all my energies. But in that, what happens is you've probably already lost the drive, which you could have actually given some bit of it to your health and fitness as well. And this beast, this side itself is so different. Once you get into this field, तो आप अलग अलग चीजें you start to discover about yourself that you never knew existed. And so what I feel is कि real success is actually, yes, you need that societal numbers and that those validations. Society का एक success and financial success is important, but when you start discovering things about yourself, that is a different level of success.
Correct, of course. So we need to focus on what thing makes us happy. So in few people it is reading, in few people it is music, in few people it is work. So yeah, if work makes you happy, then do it. But look after your health also. You can't work for 18 or 19 or 20 hours in a day just to get that amount of like things, or maybe your to-do list, you want to do complete your to-do list or anything like that. But if you're not physically fit, you're not going to make it that further. So you
And
have
what
to focus on it.
these things जो material happiness होती है, or even for that matter that designation or new job or whatever, these things also are, I would say, very temporary. But when you are chasing goals which are within the body, you don't get tired after, let's say, 10 hours, 15 hours, or day after day in, day out. That kind of gives you different sets of dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin and this different kind of happiness, different kind of drug, I would say. But चीजों का ये है कि चीजें you may acquire, then that even आजकल we have reached a stage that you buy a phone, sometimes you don't even open it that day, same day.
I know. वी आर लाइक अगर देखते हैं कल खोल देंगे या जो भी है.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
हाँ, मेरे इसमें वो नहीं है because I am too childish when it comes to some लैपटॉप हो या मोबाइल हो या नया कोई भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक चीज हो, इवन मिक्सर. आई फील लाइक उसको खोलो, उसके बर्तन
Yeah.
देखो क्या क्या है, उसको लगा के देखो. सो
I mean, because it has become shopping or
करेक्ट.
acquiring anything has become so easy कि you don't have
आई
to
नो.
work for it. You're not putting
करेक्ट.
hard work for it. आप दो बटन दबाओ, next day या next 10 minutes या 30 minutes में that thing gets delivered. And hence
करेक्ट.
that delayed gratification वाला part है, which comes after hard work, which comes after
करेक्ट. करेक्ट.
like for you. Coming back to the cycling part of it, if you have to do, let's say, a simple BRM also for 200 kilometers and you are absolutely new, you need to put in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 12 months also of consistent effort. And when you cross the finish line, that feeling is absolutely different. That cannot come through acquiring things या फिर pay करके चीज खरीद ली. That happiness
Correct.
is not
Of
comparable.
course. Of course. And even if we take a case about this BRM thing, our first BRM will be like, अरे वाह मैंने क्या कर लिया. Then your hunger gets like
Bigger.
larger or
Yeah.
maybe bigger. कि नहीं यार अभी मेरे को 25 kmph से BRM करना है, अभी मेरे को 30 kmph से करना है. So that is everywhere. But this hunger is good for you because it is going to give you good returns. कि
Absolutely.
आपने अगर ज्यादा अभी एक्सरसाइज और जो भी किया है, so then it is going to give you good returns if you invest your time in exercise and these things, because it is going to make you a lot fitter.
Yes.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
invest wisely, कहाँ पे invest करना है and all. So better है कि 2 लाख का कोई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक लेने से अच्छा buy a good bike of 1 lakh rupees maybe. That will be a lifelong machine for you, which you can go, you can explore new roads, you can have vada pav, have chai जाते जाते कहीं पे highway पे. That is a beautiful thing. I really miss BRM things, but right now I don't feel safe on the roads to ride in middle of night in that fast traffic. Initially it was good, the traffic was pretty cool कि हाँ ठीक है, पहले ज्यादा ये नहीं लगता था. But the way people drive vehicles and the conditions of road, not only because of driving but the conditions of road in smaller sections, so roads are not properly repaired or anything, so गड्ढे है, potholes है, गिर सकते हो, वो सारा thought दिमाग में रहता है. And we right now we are training for some big things, so we can't we can't afford that fall or that injury, so that makes lot of thing go for a toss.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I miss those BRMs का ride when we used to sleep in Gurudwara or maybe petrol pump और कहीं पे भी जाके. So we used to appreciate घर पे आके साफ बाथरूम कि अरे हाँ घर में कितना साफ क्लीन बाथरूम है, घर का बेड कितना वार्म है, इतना सब कुछ अच्छा है. बिकॉज उसका अलग ही एक मजा है BRMs का. आपको सारी चीजें एक्सपीरियंस करने मिलती है. यू मीट लॉट ऑफ पीपल ऑन द रोड. वो लोग आपसे 10 बातें करते कि अगर कितने का साइकिल है, बहुत फास्ट जाता है कि अगर गियर है तो कितना फास्ट जाएगा, ये वो सब कुछ. यू डोंट इवन टेल देम द एक्चुअल प्राइस बिकॉज आप पे कोई भरोसा करने वाला है नहीं कि दैट बाइक कॉस्ट अराउंड 3 लाख और मे बी 4 लाख रुपीज. यू टेल देम दैट 30,000 है या 40,000 है. देन ऑल्सो दे लाइक 40,000 का बाइक है तो कितना भागता है बाइक. तो क्या करे, अभी वैसा है ठीक है. बट
Absolutely. No, in fact, you've brought us to an important section of the interview, which is about rider safety and what it means to ride outdoors now. I understand when you are doing your ultra spice or long distance races, you have a crew mostly with you, right? So that means when I say a crew, there is a car behind you with a couple of people who can assist you in any kind of emergency or recovery.
correct.
But
Correct.
these BRMs, what you are saying, they are all self-supported. You cannot have a car with you. You cannot have a bike with you. You have to go from start to end and come back with on your own, right? So then that
Correct.
brings us to the important point of being the rider safety, where we are seeing so many number of accidents and unfortunately some deaths as well, which happen because of accidents. What are your thoughts on it, and how can this be made safer?
So I feel we can make ourselves more visible than any other thing, like wear a reflective vest, uh, fix your bike with good reflective strips, or maybe good tail lights. Buy a good tail light, not just for the sake of condition that you need a tail
Mm-hmm.
light in BRMs. Buy a good tail light which will be visible from far behind you. And nowadays, sometimes even I use mobile while driving, not riding. Uh, so sometimes we can't focus on the road, or maybe we are busy in the mobile, and I feel that is not a good thing. I have stopped using mobile phone while driving, because sometimes thought comes to in my mind कि अरे अगर कोई पीछे वाला बंदा, मैं साइकिल चलाते वक्त ऐसे फोन में ध्यान होगा, एंड अगर उसने आके मेरे को ठोक दिया तो फिर कैसा होगा.
Correct.
So I feel कि even जो भी cyclist है या जो भी है कोई है, so it's better not to use phone while driving, or maybe
Absolutely.
the one who are so use it on signals, or use it on long traffic jams जब आपको पता है कि कोई ज्यादा गाड़ी मूव होने वाली नहीं है.
Yeah.
But don't use it while driving, because we know that इतना नहीं भी होगा, then also 10% आपका ध्यान भटकता है उस चीज से,
Absolutely.
because you are focusing on two things at a
Yeah.
time. So that makes things
Dangerous.
harmful for the outside people. Somebody might be walking, somebody is on the bike, or somebody is cycling. And
Yeah.
cycling ka falls are different than any other falls, because you don't have those guards like bike पे जो होते हैं, जो आपको जमीन पे ज्यादा गिरने से बचाएंगे and all. और that fall is so quick कि आपको पता भी नहीं चलता कि आप कब गिरे and आप कब फेंट हो
Oh.
गए. So cycle के falls are pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So try, if you can, fall on your shoulders. अगर आपको गिरने का, because of cleats lot of people fall, and they
Yeah.
fall
Yeah.
at a very low speed, जब अनक्लीट होके गलत साइड में झुक जाते हैं या कुछ भी है. So try to fall on a shoulder. ज्यादा नहीं लगेगा of course. अगर आप बहुत कुछ करने जाओगे then कुछ ना कुछ टूटेगा. But if you
Oh.
stay calm and fall on your shoulder, then the shock will be absorbed by the shoulder. So these are the few things. And एक साइड में चला एकदम एक्सट्रीम कॉर्नर पे जाके, तभी भी
Yeah.
आपको ऑफ कोर्स लोग कट मार के जाएंगे. बट
Yeah.
या स्टे काम, बी एट एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट, की जहां से आपको ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम ना हो.
Mm-hmm.
ऑलवेज इमेजिन वर्स्ट थिंग. अगर कोई सामने गाड़ी रुका हुआ है तो इमेजिन दैट ही विल ओपन हिज डोर. Imagine that some car will come from the wrong side. Imagine that some will take the reverse on the highway, because ये सारा चीज होता ही है. If you visualize those worst things with you, you might avoid those situations. अगर कार रुका हुआ है, आप साइड से जोर से जाने का ट्राई करोगे, पक्का दरवाजा खुलेगा और पक्का गिरोगे. So keep a
Oh.
safe distance
Distance.
between
Yeah.
you and that vehicle which is halting near the road or anything like that. So ये सारी चीजें जिसका हम precaution ले सकते हैं. And focus on the road. Don't use mobile phones while riding. रील डाल के कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, कुछ पोस्ट डाल के कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. साइकिल चलाते चलाते हमने डाला तो, बट या अगर गिरोगे तो ऑफ कोर्स 2 महीना घर पे बैठना पड़ेगा. So it
That's
is
right.
better stop, click some pictures, and then again start.
Yeah.
Don't click pictures while you are riding.
Riding.
And if you want to click any pictures, click on the safe roads where
Absolutely.
traffic is like nil, मतलब कुछ आता ही नहीं है, like some internal sections of the छोटे छोटे जो रास्ते होते हैं जहाँ पे कोई ट्रैफिक होता नहीं है, या टाइम वैसा है कि अर्ली मॉर्निंग हो, आपको पता है कि ट्रैफिक नहीं है. बट
That's
डोंट
right.
क्लिक ऑन सम बिजी रोड्स, पाम बीच है या कुछ है, तो नहीं, दैट डजंट. और हाँ, इतना अगर वीडियोग्राफी का यही है तो देन इन्वेस्ट सम मनी, बाय अ GoPro or बाय सम स्पोर्ट्स कैमरा which will be fixed on your chest or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the off late, what we have seen is that because the sports is now becoming popular, I think after COVID also, a lot of people invested in new bikes and people have been going out. It is important that people take care of the basics, which is, let's say, wearing a helmet is a necessary thing.
Of
This
course.
the same logic applies when people are taking out their motorbikes also. They would say, I'm just going to the market, I don't need a helmet. or for the seat belt also, that I've just reached the destination, it's just 1 kilometer away, I can remove the helmet or the seat belt or the helmet on your bike head also while you're riding. And that, I would say, is such an avoidable and stupid thing to do.
Of course, of course, of course.
You shouldn't be doing it. And then again, the second no-brainer is not using your phone while riding and driving. And in fact, I have also been guilty of doing it when I was a beginner. You know, you try to take some pictures, you're trying to, when you're standing, you're trying to put up your bike up your head, or you're riding, you'll take some selfies. But soon you realize that these are like really stupid things to do.
Yeah, and we all do such mistakes at a beginner stage, because we saw a few people doing that and we feel that, yeah, this is the cool thing कि हाँ cycle ऊपर उठा के रुको और जो भी है. And people get fined about not wearing masks, then they are not wearing helmets. So
that's right.
Yeah, people are not understanding that अगर mask नहीं है तो ठीक है, अगर कुछ हुआ भी, then he has that second chance to survive. He will get medication and everything, but he meets with an accident or गिर गया और helmet नहीं है, he's going to die at that point of time.
In fact, what happens is, it's not always that, you know, one ends up dying. There are so many small little injuries which can hamper your normal bodily functioning, hand-eye coordination. One could have epilepsy attacks, or just the basic function of having memory or emotions. So many people suffer so many different kinds of brain injuries. And this is so avoidable with just a 1,000 rupees thing that you put on your head. Starts with that. You can just save your life, but no, I think for some people, pictures are more important. And I think if anyone's listening out here on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you catch this, please wear your helmets. Please, as like Kabir mentioned, invest in a good reflector vest. Invest in high beam reflector lights as well, and try to avoid night riding as much as possible.
Of course.
Okay, so another related question is that, because you are riding such long distance races, 5,000 kilometers, how do you train, and what importance does a home cycling trainer has for you?
My training is, my 99% training is indoor. So I never go for hill repeats, I never go for Bhorghatka climbs or anything like that. My 99% of the training is on my indoor trainer, because the main reason is traffic. I can't do my VO2 max ka sessions or FTP intervals on the Palm Beach, because suddenly someone will come into the road and wo link nahi lagega, and you get exposed out there कि आपका एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है, जो भी है, and आपका वर्कआउट मेन प्रॉपर्ली नहीं होगा, or maybe I might face flat tire or maybe some issues like that. So I feel it is more convenient for me कि घर में हो, उठो, शॉर्ट्स पहनो and जाके साइकिल पे बैठो, rather than पूरा तामझाम उठाओ, कपड़े पहनो, पूरे हेलमेट्स लो, पानी के बॉटल्स भरो, जो भी है. And yeah, for power training, it is like good thing to analyze your training according to your power zones. So I do train 99% indoor, and for outdoor rides I go with my crew, because that is more safer, than we can correct few things. And I go only for long rides, like I go for 200 or maybe 400 kilometer car training ride, and usually I do only events, because at certain point it is all about your FTP. And if you have that endurance ka knowledge, when you have done lot of 1,000 milers or maybe 400 milers or RAAM, then you know how the things work, or how some things can go wrong. So you can't train for 5,000 kilometer by riding 5,000 kilometer. You have to do your training hourly, weekly. So आपका week में उतना ही training hours होगा, आपको वही follow करना, because the main important aspect of your training is your nutrition and your recovery and your sleep. If you don't take care of these three things, your nutrition, recovery, and sleep, you're not going to see any increase in your performance. A lot of people just focus on doing the training, like they want to spend 20 hours a week on the bike, but when it comes to nutrition, I don't see riders taking care of their own body. नहीं यार मैंने इतना ट्रेनिंग किया तो I need this amount of protein, or I need this amount of antioxidants, I need this amount of vitamins or micronutrients, जो भी है. That is where I feel a lot of racers are lagging, because it is a big thing when we focus on these minor things, especially sleep. You can't break your body daily. If you keep breaking it, it will not give you good returns or good results. So you have to respect your body, which is supporting you in your passion, because this is not the thing ki Kabir ne cycle chala hai. My every tissue of my body, my every cell of my body is working towards that process. My fingers are working on the brakes and the shifters, my legs are working on pedal, my eyes are working on the road, my brain is giving signals to the body, my heart is giving different emotions to different parts. My every cell of the body needs that attention. कि बाबा हाँ तुमने इतना 200 किलोमीटर चला है, so then हाँ you need a rest, आप रेस्ट करो, आपको जो चाहिए वो मैं properly खाऊंगा, then आपको properly मैं treat करूंगा. You can't just end your ride and वो पागलों की तरह stretch करना शुरू कर दिया body को, या जो भी है. Treat it like a newborn baby, because जितना आप workout करोगे आपका body उतना weak होता है immediately after the workout. You're a lot fresher when you start the workout, and at the end of the workout you're a bit weaker, your body, your muscles are tender. So it is good to treat it like a newborn baby ki normal se karna hai. So if you respect your body and if you show that attention to your body, it's of course going to give you proper results, and you have to listen to your that body ki nahi aaj nahi training karna, mat karo. That कुछ इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Even if you miss your training for 3 to 4 days, that is not going to harm your performance. If it is close to your race, then it might. But जब आप वो building process में हो, then it never going to make any different thing. If you have gone for some holiday, then enjoy. Don't cry about कि अरे मेरा ट्रेनिंग मिस हो गया, मेरा रन मिस हो गया, या मैं साइकिल नहीं जा पाया. Then अभी क्या होगा? That I used to initial days when जब मैं जिम जाता था, मेरे को लगता था कि अरे वीक में अगर 3 दिन छुट्टी हुआ तो मेरा बॉडी डाउन हो जाएगा, फिर साइज कम हो जाएगा, जो भी है. But now I know अगर if you are building it naturally and properly, so 2 days a week or maybe max 3 days a week is enough for your body, because your body needs that repair work to be done also. So I feel like कि हाँ बॉडी में बैठ के कुछ टिश्यूज वेल्डिंग का काम करते होंगे कि हाँ अभी जिम करके आया तो मसल्स को रिपेयर करो, अभी उसको थोड़ा. So you can't break them again जब वो रिपेयर प्रोसेस चल रहा है. So then it is not going to,
This is very well said, Kabir. In fact, this is such an important part that most of the amateur athletes tend to miss out, which is not taking care of your body right after a workout and even during the workout. What I keep telling my athletes is that your body has enough nutrients for like 1.5 hours that you can go even without water or whatever. But if you are continuing, and I have seen some really experienced riders also doing 3 hour rides with only 1 bottle or 1.5 bottles. Of course, that is not equal to your sweat rate. You're not putting on your enough potassium, salt, sodium, carbohydrates, all of that which is needed to do during the workout and then post workout also. That's why these things are scientifically proven, right? These are not just. You can't do any long-term long rides or runs or swims without putting in the fuel required to do that. And if you continue to do that, certainly you will reach a stage where something in the body will definitely break down. It could be some organ functioning, it could be some muscle, it could be some tissue, it could be maybe a bone also.
Of
So
course.
it is so important, and this point of treating your body like a baby is something I will remember and certainly use it in the future as well.
No, of course, and you have to respect everything which is supporting in your passion. Like I do connect with my bikes like a friend. I do talk through them. When I hit some pothole, I do talk to my bike ki, "Arey lagla ka tula," or ye wo. So this works because in 5,000 kilometer you have no time pass to do it. You have to connect with your instruments. You have to respect them. I never faced a single puncture except RAM in my any race. I have done 12 races. In 12
Wow,
races, I faced only one flat,
that
which
should.
is because of the road was newly made and it was a tubeless tire. So that was the only time when I faced any puncture in event. But my bikes, they support me like some genie or something. Aladdin ka jo jinn hai, वैसा ही
Wow.
उनका ये होता है. And I know even if I see any top of the line triathlon bike or anything with any athlete, I know that my bikes are going to perform like anything. So
Better.
I believe in my uh, uh, instruments or maybe bikes or helmet or even the shoes. So I keep talking to all these things कि अगर नहीं ये करना है before the race. Maybe these things few people find funny, but yeah, we
That-
connect with the things
yeah,
like
I think
someone
it's
connects with
your
the TV.
internal belief that
Of
helps you to
course.
keep going. And when I'm sure when you do such long rides of 10 days, 12 days, what is going in your mind? What are you thinking? Are you listening to some music, some podcast, or what do you do when you're riding for 10 days at a stretch? Considering
So,
people have less than 5 seconds of attention span these days.
so, the best thing about the RAM is I don't use my phone. I can I do see every sunset and every sunrise for
Wow.
those entire 12 days. So, and that is the most beautiful thing. And I felt like my body works very properly. Maybe that is because I'm not on social media, or maybe I'm not
Mhm.
using the phone and I'm on my own. So the thinking process is better than when it is in the normal conditions.
Mhm.
So we have communication device which is called Cardo or Terrano. So I keep talking with my crew. Sometimes music is going on the speakers, and then we just talk about random things कि क्या चल रहा है क्या नहीं चल रहा है, एक्सेप्ट कि जो भी प्रेशर वाली थिंग्स है वो हम लोग मोस्टली नहीं डिस्कस करते हैं. वी टॉक अबाउट डिफरेंट डिफरेंट थिंग्स कि अगर ये हुआ तो क्या होगा. देन वी यूज टू प्ले अ गेम कि इफ यू गेट फुल सेलिब्रिटी का क्रू, who are the celebrities you will choose for your crew. If it's all female crew, then who are the friends or who are the females which will be in your crew. So random things, कुछ सिनेरियो बनाने का, उसके साथ खेलने का. And sometimes you just enjoy those every pedal stroke कि क्या है, कैसे चलाना है. Then you keep calculating कि हाँ यहाँ से वो time station इतना है. If we reach at 10 p.m. then आगे का time station का क्या करना है, sleep break का क्या scene है. Then कुछ खाने का मन है तो वो बोलो कि मेरे को ये खाना है. Lot of things are going on कि कोई कोई कुछ बात छेड़ देता है, देन उस पे बातें चलने लगती है. समटाइम्स मेरे कॉलेज के भी फ्रेंड्स है उसमें, रत्नदीप इज देयर, तुषार इज देयर. सो कभी कॉलेज की बातें होने लग जाती है. नाउ सुमित इज देयर, तो सुमित के साथ. सो सो आई मस्ट से दैट आई एम सिलेक्टिवली गुड. I am good with selective bunch
Number
of
of
people,
people. Hmm.
and that is the most bad thing about me. But yeah, सो मैं बोल नहीं सकता एवरीवन इज लाइक दैट कि कोई ना कोई होता है कि जिसके कुछ लोग हैं. यू कांट बी गुड विथ एवरीवन.
Yeah,
सो
that's
सो
right.
मी एंड सुमित बिट्स अ लॉट अबाउट अदर पीपल कि यार उसका देखा क्या, उसने ऐसे किया, उसने वैसे किया. सो these things are there, and yeah, we enjoy these things. Sapna,
Wow.
so always Sapna is my backbone in cycling.
Okay.
So my sister does every math about the races, where the crew will take a break, where the cars will change,
Hmm.
न्यूट्रिशन में क्या है, कहाँ पे क्या देना है, कितने टाइम बाद क्या न्यूट्रिएंट्स आने पड़ेंगे, कहाँ से शॉपिंग होगा, कहाँ
Wow.
पे जाने के बाद टेम्परेचर कैसा रहने वाला है, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली खाना बनेगा,
Wow.
जो भी
Super.
है, एंड वी स्टे टुगेदर. सो हर रोज वो बात होता ही रहता है. देन यू वोंट find that kind of connection and that kind of partnership in any rider and crew chief, which me and Sapna have. So
Wow. Super.
yeah, so that makes it bit different, because I every day I tell to other riders or maybe racers that मेरे को बीट करना is not that big thing. कोई भी करेगा या कुछ भी कर लेगा, but finding such crew is super difficult thing, because
Yeah.
you can't get 12 people like these people are
Wow.
there. So they are not hungry about attention, they are not hungry about exposure कि अरे नहीं तूने रेस किया तो मेरा तो नाम आना ही चाहिए, और ये
Hmm.
these are like, so we have seen that game जिसमें हम रस्सियाँ खींच के वो जो
Yeah.
पुतले नाचते हैं and all. So
Yeah.
putla is not the main thing, the main things are stings which
Wow.
make him dance. So it is like that only, people see me, but the main thing which is working on that dance, or maybe
Hmm.
that putla is working, those things are the crew members कि बाबा हाँ
Absolutely.
वो है, तो that's why I'm I look beautiful, or maybe I look more smarter, or
I
maybe
get it.
the entire picture looks cool. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that
I
is the
think,
thing.
first of all, my compliments to Sapna, Sumit, and the entire crew that you have been mentioning. It is so difficult to find selfless people who are on one mission and who want you to succeed. That is amazing. So hats off to Sapna for being such a great backbone and a sister to you. And you know, while you have your mission and you must be riding for long in because it's your passion, just imagine these days people are not even able to sit for like 20 minutes 30 minutes attention, and someone which is your crew is also behind you for 10, 10, 12 days. It is so
Of
damn
course,
difficult for them to just be able to sit in that one particular car and keep riding for days and end, and there is no end point only. It's just so amazing for them to be able to do that. They must also be feeling that sleeplessness and whatnot, right?
this in this DC, the crew was sitting with the diapers, because we had planned to go
Seriously?
for, yeah, of course, we this in this DC the plan was to go the finish the race in 21 or 30 minutes, but it was raining for like 6 to 7 hours, and the
Oh,
headwind was brutal, but we were off the saddle only for 9 minutes, and we can't afford that even 1 minute ka break when crew needs to go for pee or anything like that. So the instruction were like ki manage karo jaise karna hai, but you are not going to get the Suzuka break. And
oh,
few
damn.
people wear the diapers. Few people knew, Tushar ko pata hai ki kaise it works, because he is with me like for my first race. So he was like, मेरे को कोई problem नहीं होगा, तू चला बिंदास. So he was non-stop driving behind me. So लोगों को दूर से लगता है कि अरे कितना मजा आता होगा कबीर के कुएं में, but it is torture. It is purely torture. Only thing, they love me unconditionally. That is why they do these things. मैं I can't imagine some random person will sit in the car and he will
Absolutely.
say yes कि नहीं नहीं मेरे को break नहीं मिलेगा, तो the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
So
you better be a good boy, Kabir, to all of them always, and be thankful. And I'm sure, like doing these kind of races, the crew and everything that they manage is so important. Especially, let's
of
say,
course.
after a few hours or days when you've been riding and you are in that zone, in that dark zone where you might be hallucinating. These are the people
Correct.
who might be getting you through, right, with the right nutrition, with the conditioning and everything, right amount of breaks and right amount of motivation. So hats off. That is
Forget about the rider. Even crew starts hallucinating in RAM. My
wow.
physio was there, Devani, and she was hallucinating, and she was talking to her friend who was in Pune, and she was like, अरे नया वो उधर नहीं है वो ऊटी में है and we were like तो नया नहीं है इधर so सपना आ रहा है कि तुझे she was like shit मुझे भी hallucinations हो रहा है अभी so even
Wow.
after the RAM Ratnadeep my friend who
Hmm.
used to drive behind me रात के time पे
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
Ratnadeep and Tushar these are the two
Hmm.
uh, these are my two college friends and I trust them blindly when they drive behind me. Tushar maintains like half feet ka gap when we do
Wow.
downhill at 70 ka speed and I trust him blindly कि मेरे को पता है कि हाँ ये control कर लेगा. So I'm not worried about कि मेरा गाड़ी आके मेरे को ठोकेगा and I know that the distance is less. But he gives me that exposure of the headlights and all कि हाँ मेरे को पता है कि मेरे को fast जा सकता हूँ. And even the Ratnadeep. So you need that amount of trust on your crew कि हाँ यार ये लोग हैं तो I know that I'm safe. So वो जब होता है then the
Amazing.
things are different.
Superb. Superb.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you and your crew once again. Okay, moving to the next section of the interview. Tell me something about your conditioning rituals. You have been training for so many years now, 6 years. It seems you will be entering seventh year shortly. What has kept you going your day on day? What is your rituals that you do on a regular basis? Could be foam rolling or massages, physio, whatever. What is your ritual like for conditioning and recovery?
Bit lazy about stretching and foam rolling because uh, I find excuses not to do it, which is not a good thing. And I know if I do it properly, it might give me good results also. But yeah, I do train. After training, sometimes if the session is hard, I do take ice bath. Uh, for I mostly focus on the sleep that I should get good amount of sleep, like
What's a good
minimum seven
amount?
hours
Okay.
minimum 7 hours, and that 7 hours I should be in deep sleep around 2 hours or maybe 1.5 hours, because deep sleep is the factor which works on your body recovery.
Yeah.
REM sleeps is which recovers your mental thing, whatever you have analyzed or whatever you have seen get restored in your REM cycle, and whatever you have done physically. So for that recovery purpose, you need that deep sleep. Yeah. So also on light sleep also I do focus whenever I get time. I take a
Hmm.
naps around 10 minutes to 20 minutes, because these naps also helps to uh, 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 matlab,
You
helps to
focus
complete
back.
your that amount of sleep or maybe that sleep debt
Hmm.
which is there. So and for recovery nutrition wise, I do take micronutrients, I do take multivitamins, I focus on things which are high rich in antioxidants.
Hmm.
uh, I always try to pick healthier option
Okay.
than the unhealthy option. If I'm craving for something fried or something else, so I choose something which is good. I don't crave for things which has preservatives or
Hmm.
which are packed.
Hmm.
Maybe I would choose medu vada rather than chips, or maybe I would choose घर में बना हुआ popcorn than the Lay's ka packet.
Understood.
I would choose jeera soda rather than Coke or Thumbs Up, because I know jeera is good for your health. It is it makes your body cooler. I so these are the small things which I do. I usually focus on hygiene mostly, because hygiene also important for your day-to-day training, because if you don't keep your surroundings and your things properly cleaned or anything, because
Hmm.
cycle get wet because of sweat and all, you can't just keep the bike as it is. You have to clean your bike, you have to clean the things which you use usually for training. So go immediately after the training. So these are the things, and I do visit physio at least once a week. कि अगर
Oh,
कुछ कहीं पे प्रॉब्लम है तो we can correct it immediately rather than ज्यादा दिन तक रुकने से अच्छा है. So physios is important. And then stretching, yeah, I do, but proper stretching once in a week. जब आपको पता है कि you are not working out anything, you just give entire day for your that rest and that garnishing and all. So yeah, and if whenever I don't feel like to train, I don't train. So 2 days off in a week are good for me. I don't mind having 2 off days. So
nice.
yeah, and I do take it easy when I don't feel like putting a lot of strain on my body. I
Hmm.
do recovery rides. Let's enjoy, do a proper recovery ride, because recovery rides are good for your active recovery also.
Yeah.
While training, I do focus on BCAA because it is good to have that
Yeah.
active recovery thing. Right now, I have decreased having protein powders and all. I have shifted to veg diet because these days I know the things are so a lot of things get infused with steroids, with antibiotics, and indirectly you have them. So chickens or maybe broiler or anything like that. उसको पता है कि उनको फास्ट बड़ा होने के लिए दे गिव देम
Yeah.
स्टेरॉइड्स और एंटीबायोटिक्स कि वो मरे ना उस चीज के लिए. सो आई डोंट वांट दीज थिंग्स इनडायरेक्टली इन माय बॉडी. आई नो कि वेजिटेबल भी इतना प्रॉपरली नहीं बनता है
Hmm.
आजकल. बॉम्बे का मोस्ट ऑफ द वेजिटेबल जो भी मिलता है वो सारा रेलवे स्टेशन के बाजू में जो भी होता है वहां पे बनता है और जो भी है.
Yeah.
बट
Yeah. Unfortunately.
बट दैट दैट इज मतलब थोड़ा लेस घटिया, ज्यादा घटिया से आप चूज कर सकते हो.
That's
And
right. That's right.
yeah, of course, I don't have any addictions about alcohol or
Smoking.
anything like that. Yeah, even if you drink, that is not a bad thing, but do it in proper way. कि उसको डे
Moderation.
टू डे थिंग मत बनाओ, उसको कीप इट एज अ ओकेजनल थिंग. और
Occasional. That's
हाँ, आई
right.
फील कि सब कुछ अच्छा होता है बॉडी के लिए, बट that has to be
In
in proper
moderation.
portion. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can't have it lot of केलास in a day. मतलब 12 केला खा लिया तो वो अच्छा नहीं है आपके लिए. Of
Absolutely.
course, हाँ, so you have to take it in proper portions.
Yeah, yeah. I think moderation is important, and knowing how much to have at what time is also. Timing and moderation are two
Timing is
really
also
important
important.
thing for that particular thing to work for you. Otherwise,
Of
everything in
course.
excess is going to harm you or get deposited in a way which eventually is not right for the body.
And trust me, I have taken everything like protein,
I believe you.
glutamine, BCAA, everything. But right now, I take protein only when the session is super intense. Or maybe I have did a tempo ride for I have done the tempo ride for 3 hours. Then I know that I can't recover with my proper meals. So
Yeah,
I take those 30 grams of protein to. So the word is supplement. It is not the main.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you have to use it as a supplement. You can't use it as a main thing
yeah.
in your diet. Use
That,
it as a supplement.
that's
So
right.
yeah, so I do focus to take all the protein and nutrients through natural contents. कि हाँ चलो 2 चपाती एक्स्ट्रा खा लेंगे चलेगा, कार्ब्स मिल
Absolutely.
जाएगा उतना, राइस खा लो चलेगा. राइस ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको छोड़ना है. राइस इज the best source to get carbs and all.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
have idli is good thing. So ये सारी चीजें ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. You can't just stuck around कि नहीं यार प्रोटीन चाहिए मेरे को, रात में
No,
ग्लूटामिन
that's
चाहिए
right.
मेरे को, BCAA चाहिए या मेरे को क्रिएटिन चाहिए. These are things made in a laboratory, so you don't know वो कैसे बनी है, वो actually उतना मिलता भी है उसमें से या नहीं मिलता,
Yeah.
because this is super big industry. तो हमको पता नहीं है कि उन्होंने कब से एडवर्टाइज किया है उसको, उनको ऑफ कोर्स उसमें से फायदा होगा.
Absolutely.
तो don't trust them blindly. Try it
Yeah.
and see if you find any difference. If you see any difference, then go for it.
Go for
If
it.
you are doing only because everyone is doing it, that is not a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
have, yeah, I have tried everything, but I feel having veg these days. I do have fish because I know that malnutrition is not happening at that level in fish thing. So I
Hmm.
do have fish, but rest of the things I have gave up. Like I don't have mutton, I don't have chicken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
A lot
totally
of
veg thing.
athletes who have been there, done that kind of thing, are now turning vegan and trying to figure out if
Correct.
a veg diet can work for you. I think it's a trial and error, and I'm sure that it must be working for all these high-performing individuals. Like even Virat
Of
Kohli
course.
turned vegan a few years back, and I'm sure it seems to be working for you. It's,
Even
I think
even
it's
the
always a
milk.
combination, right? Right amount of, if you are looking at your macronutrients, micronutrients, supplements, and your recovery and the conditioning, all of this has to go hand in hand and on a daily basis. You can't
Of course.
expect them to work once in a week or once in a month. कि चलो नाम के लिए करते हैं, so I do it. Then the results will not, certainly not show up.
Correct. Of
Yeah.
course. That won't. Or even if we talk about milk thing,
Hmm.
I don't feel we get proper milk, because for that milk also you have to see the mental condition of that cow or that
That's
uh,
right.
जो भी है, because if it kept मतलब उसको continuously आपने बांध के रखा है,
Yeah, yeah.
उसको सेम अगर खाना मिलता है, that is going to reflect in that
Absolutely.
milk.
The quality
So
of the milk
of
as well.
course, so that is totally compromised. So we don't get proper things, even if we say कि नहीं अगर मेरे को एकदम फैट मिल्क है, अमूल का मिल्क है, जो भी है, यू डोंट
Yeah,
नो
yeah.
वहां पे 50 दूध एक साथ मिक्स हुआ है, उसमें कितना क्या हाइजीन है और क्या है. हाइजीन ऑफ कोर्स होता है, बिकॉज दे डू टेक केयर ऑफ हाइजीन थिंग्स अगर दूध का कोई प्रोडक्ट है तो, बट
Yeah.
दे हैव दैट अमाउंट ऑफ प्रिजर्वेटिव्स आल्सो कि वो खराब ना हो. So
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate, but I think that's where the industry is moving.
I know.
Adulteration and commoditification, where they are constantly trying to increase the volumes and
Of course.
supply to more people. I think it's to each his own. I think if you can figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, it's a trial and error, I believe.
In European countries, we see those athletes. The food is properly organic. They get good results out of it. They get fresh
Yeah.
berries, which are not not used. Say they don't use fertilizers for that
Yeah.
berries or anything. So they get good results. So we can see the difference between the athletes also.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take the same amount of
Hmm.
efforts on their body, but they
Correct.
perform properly, because these adulteration are uh, maybe at later stage in
Yeah.
those countries. So yeah, so
Correct.
small things are there which affects your performance.
Performance. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So quickly moving to the last section of our discussion, which is the rapid fire round. The rapid fire round is where I will ask you some sports related questions where you have to answer from, whatever comes to your mind, on top of
Okay.
your mind. All right. This will be about different topics. So let's do that. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. In the order of priority, the top 3 cycle brands that you aspire to have or you already have, or it could be models also.
So I have right now Spiegel,
Okay.
one of the best bikes I have ever ridden, because it is a boutique brand. Then Lapierre, which I
Okay.
already have, and S-Works.
Okay.
I told you I connect with my bike, so I have taken the names which already I have, because they are
You
listening to me from that room. I can't say
anyone else?
giant and
Okay.
everything.
All right. That's
They,
loyalty.
I know, of course.
All right. Second question. What is the first drink that you have when you wake up in the morning?
Chai,
Chai, like proper milk tea.
proper chai, milk
Okay.
tea, proper.
Third question. Black coffee, green tea, cappuccino, or tea, regular tea?
Regular tea.
Tea. You like tea?
Yeah,
Okay. When
I
you're
like
doing
tea.
your long rides, especially ultra rides, what is that one drink or one food that you crave for?
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. And how do you manage to have it?
No, I don't have it. I crave for it. So I have it once I reach the finish line.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
In order of priority, what are the five destinations or locations that you would like to travel for your races across the world?
Okay. European countries,
Like
then
what?
maybe Paris or
Okay.
that London, Edinburgh, London, or
Okay.
Paris-based Paris ka that route.
Yeah.
Then USA, of course,
Yeah.
because I have done RAM, I know.
Yeah.
Then Austria,
Okay.
the routes are awesome in Austria. Italy, I have seen few videos in which even the Giro d'Italia, we have seen the routes and everything.
Okay.
And of course, Bhutan,
Okay.
because I know the mountains are pretty good. And my most favorite, Leh,
Wow.
Himalayas. Yeah.
All
So
right. Okay. Next question. If you were not doing ultra cycling, what sport would you be doing? Same with same
okay.
dedication, same.
Uh, I I I I don't know. I can't say cricket right now
Okay.
because maybe weightlifting.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because I'm pretty good in those weight things. So
Uh-huh.
I need not start from ABCD. I'm
Yeah.
maybe at JK level.
All
So
right. Okay. 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 Got it. If you were to choose one location where you could do your cycling and just for practice, what would that location be in India? Very other than what you already mentioned.
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. What is your favorite timing brand for your timing instruments?
Timing instruments as in
As in your watches, your bicycle
watches.
computer.
Okay. So I love G-Shock.
Okay.
Uh, I have 12 watches of G-Shock because I'm a big fan of G-Shock watches. And
This is
for
surprising. Most people would say, let's say, a Garmin or a Polar or some.
usually I just started using Garmin watch while riding because I feel that strap bit irritating.
Okay.
I actually use Whoop right now.
Okay.
So, but I do use Garmin watch also because my Garmin watch is, so maybe you have seen that Instinct Solar.
Yeah.
That is bit
Like
it
G-Shock.
look alike G-Shock. Yeah, that's why I bought that watch. Otherwise, you can see my old pictures. In every race, I do use G-Shock. I don't
Okay.
know
And
why,
you
but I
don't,
like.
so you don't look at so many numbers and all. What
I do
bicycle
look, but in
computers?
cycling computer.
Okay. Okay.
So that is, of course, Garmin. But
Okay.
I do like Wahoo bike computers also. But I don't find any need to buy
All
any.
right. All right.
Yeah, because I already have Garmin, so it's okay.
All right. Last question. So, if you were to picturize any Hollywood or Bollywood actor playing your role in a movie, who would that be?
Farhan Akhtar.
Farhan Akhtar. Okay. Why?
Yeah,
Any particular-
because I know that person takes lot of effort to
Go into
fit
the
in
role.
that rule. I know he will end up finishing RAM in 10 days if he if he go and wants to make a movie, because I know that
Wow.
that person is insane. I have
Farhan
seen
Akhtar, if
his
you're
transformation.
Farhan Akhtar, by chance, if you're watching this episode, please
uh,
start cycling, and you are the inspiration
do
for me
do
this
do the RAM and take me as your crew.
crew. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Kabir, for doing this, taking out your time. Any last parting shots, any message you would like to give to our audience to take up the wonderful sport of endurance as well as cycling?
I feel that everyone should uh, respect the process which they are going through. Like it won't happen. It won't happen in overnight, or maybe the process is long, the process is steady,
Yeah.
it is very slow. So it will take time, but when the process is slow, you learn a lot of things out of it, and it stays for longer period.
Yeah.
So the graph is actually proper in everything, which comes very quickly in at the peak, goes down at that amount of time.
Sure.
So enjoy the process. Don't overburden your body or anything. Just enjoy the process and wait for the good results. Keep doing the mehnat thing, and returns will come.
Absolutely. On that note, thank you so much, Kabir. Audience, if you've been watching till the very end, enjoy the process, invest in the right methods of training, and trust your instincts. You will get past. I'm your host, Nishan Bhardwaj, and thank you for watching Trifantry Chronicles. Please subscribe and like the channel, and you can follow Kabir. I will put in his Instagram link in the show notes. Do not forget to follow and like his pictures and be inspired. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Train, endure,
Thank you.
conquer.